I've never tricked God into letting me be something other than what he wanted me to be, or do something other than what he
Yeah.
wanted me to do. And if he chooses to take all this away, so be it, right? But he hasn't yet, so we're gonna keep doing it.
That's a really beautiful story, is that walk with the Lord, following what he seems to be opening up and trusting that he's gonna be with you along the way. And you're definitely good at it. Like I said, I'm really enjoying, listening to your podcast and seeing the conversations that you're having. It's very natural at it. I think that's something too, like, one of the things that I don't know if this is a stretch, but I talk about us being made in the image of God, in his likeness. And I know the church fathers really focused on that we have a will, and I know there's a debate on, did we lose the image of God? Was that, but I don't know if I can agree with that, especially because it brings it up again in Genesis 9, and then James talks about we're made in God's image in the book of James, and it seems like this is a common picture or use that there's something about us that reflects the character of God, and what I think that is one of the things is his in the story of creation. It talks about how he brought order to the chaos, that you know, yes, he created everything out of nothing, but it does say that the earth was a watery, chaotic mess, and he started creating order to it. So the first 3 days, you have the order of the sun, or the light and darkness. Then you have the order of the sky and the water. Then you have the order of the dry land. And then he fills the next 3 days. He fills the light and darkness with the sun, moon, stars. He fills the sky and the water with the birds and the fish, and then he fills the dry land with people and animals. And so you have these forming and filling days, and bringing order to chaos. And I think one of the ways that we express the image of God is we bring order to the chaos. Now, we bring order to the chaos in different ways. I wish my dad's a woodworker. I wish I knew, but I don't know. You put me in front of a car to fix it. I've tried, and I can do enough to keep my house and cars in order using YouTube. But if you ask me what to do on it, I'm not gonna drift to fixing things in the house. I'll do them because we need to, as part of being the dad and the husband in the house. But I drift to books, and I drift to people. And for me, organizing ideas for a sermon and organizing minds in counseling is something that I drift to. So for me, I think I reflect the image of God by bringing order to the chaos of minds and hearts, and bringing order to a sermon, to a message, to teaching. So I think that's a good question to ask, is what part of this chaotic world am I reflecting the image of God and bringing order to? Do I like bringing order to physical things? Do I like to build things and fix things, bring order that way? Do I want to bring order to organizations? Do I want to lead an organization? Do I want to bring order to a classroom, to ideas, to brains, to people? And I think that's one of the ways that we do it. So I don't know. What do you think?
I love that.
Yeah.
That was in the back of my brain somewhere. There used to be a time when I was all fired up about bringing order to chaos. Maybe it was back in the manosphere days of the Gird podcast. I don't know, but there was a point in which, if I remember right, I was even at some point designing a T-shirt that just said "Bring order to chaos," which would be a dope T-shirt,
Yeah,
actually.
that's
I
cool.
think.
That's cool.
um, but now that you say that, I'm not even sure that it's just men bringing order to chaos. I think you're right.
Everybody.
It's just the people of God. So God is a God of order who has placed us here to be his hands and feet to carry out his work in the world. And so our vocation, I love that. One of our primary vocations is simply to bring order to chaos. And when things are well ordered, they'll be well ordered and centered under the king.
Yeah.
Oh man,
So,
wake up every day, bring order to chaos.
the diagnostic question then for everybody is what type of chaos do I want to bring order to? And it might be, art, and it might look like chaos, but you're bringing beauty, and beauty is design, and beauty is bringing order. Is it music? And so what part of this chaotic world do I want to bring order to? Is it to people? Is it to brains? Is it to children? Is it to, is it to bodies? Is it helping people medically? And I think, I don't know, it's just a unique way that might spark a way to look at vocation in a new way, and again, reflecting God. And in many ways, I think we're going to be doing something similar in the life to come. That we have bodies in a world, and the fact that the Bible begins in a garden and ends in a garden city, where gives me this idea. And when John sees them, there's every nation, tribe, language, and people gathered around the garden city. Well, city, that makes me think of industry and culture, and so again, we don't need to picture a boring future. And so do what you can to start bringing order to the chaos in this world. And when Jesus returns, he's going to finish the job.
Well, even in perfection in the Garden of Eden, what is the command that God gives to Adam and Eve? Subdue it, or rule over the earth and subdue it. They're bringing order to chaos, even
Yeah.
in perfection.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's probably a great place to end. That's gold. That's gonna change my perspective. That's changing my perspective even on Vicar Year, because there's some questions sometimes like, where do I fit here? And that's good because you're a vicar. You're only here for a year, right? But even that, how can I just bring order to the chaos while I'm here? I love it, man.
That's
I'm gonna
great.
wake up tomorrow morning. I'm gonna write it on a piece of paper and tape it to the back of my door. Bring order to chaos today. I love it. All right. Well, Pastor Ben, this has been awesome. Love having you on the show. Very much enjoyed your book.
Thank
I'll
you.
also say this: there sometimes, just generally speaking, not talking about you, but just generally speaking, we can roll our eyes when people undertake a project like starting a podcast or writing a book or starting a YouTube channel or whatever it might be, and we just kind of think like, boy, another voice in the noise.
Mm,
Is that
mm,
really what we need? And the answer is yes, first of all, because the Holy Spirit's going to do what the Holy Spirit's going to do. And when you speak the words of God out into the internet or the ethos or whatever word you want to use, the Spirit's going to continue to work. Second is everybody comes with their own unique perspectives and ideas and language and so forth. And the your voice won't reach everybody, but
right.
it'll reach exactly the right people. So Ben, thank you for writing the book. Thank you for being willing to have a conversation about it.